hospital, and he said, you won't do any good, you can't get in, because I wasn't a relative, you know. Excuse me.
Yeah. Larry Wilkins, thank you.
You're welcome, sir.
Thank you. I want to bring in now Ken Druck. He is an expert on traumatic loss and the author of Real Rules of Life. It's really remarkable, obviously, and I mean, everyone is calling it a miracle story, and it appears to be that. How was Sailor able to walk away from the plane crash, seek help? Was it adrenaline? Was it shock? What was it?
You know, Don, it's shock. We're constructed in an amazing way as human beings, and we go into shock. It's the same shock that I was in and able to give my own daughter's eulogy 19 years ago. But we go into a state of shock, and it's like we're encased in this numbness, and we're able to do things that even later on we can't even imagine accomplishing. And I think she's in a state of shock. And what happens, of course, is that over time, the shock begins to wear off and the reality of what really happened sets in.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you this, how long does that last? Because she obviously had the strength and the wherewithal to get to Mr. Wilkins' house, but sometimes when that happens, when you feel that you're out of danger, your body begins to slow down. That's why I asked him, was she conscious even waiting on authorities to come? Because sometimes you get there and you feel like, okay, you know, I've mustered the strength to get this far, and then the shock will go away.
Well, it comes in small doses, and the fact that she's a child also, developmentally, there are things that she's not going to experience now that she might experience a year or 2, 3, or 5 from now, that she's able to wrap her mind and heart around, that she's not going to deal with right now. So it's going to be an ongoing story, as it is for all soul survivors or people who've suffered traumatic losses or been in accidents like this. So we know she has her immediate challenges, and then she's going to have a whole other layers of challenge coming in the future.
At 7 years old, and because you've worked with survivors of plane crashes before, at 7 years old, are you able to comprehend such a tragedy?
You know, you're able to, you know something happened. She has all these images in her mind of, you know, I think at one point she said, I didn't know if they were sleeping. She was in survival mode, truly. And it all probably feels very surreal to her, like somebody get the remote control and change the channel because I don't like this show. And she's beginning to sense that, my goodness, I'm with my grandparents. Everything has changed. I'm in a new normal life. Everything has turned inside out. I'm feeling things that I don't even have names for. And there are a lot of people around me worried about me and trying to take care of me. And it's all probably very surreal. And the reason why so many survivors say that privacy is such an incredibly important element is that establishing that sense of new normalcy requires a certain element of quiet, of calm, of establishing that new normal, a routine, and normalizing this new life that she's living in.
And we certainly wish her the best, her family as well. Thank you very much, Ken Druck.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, Don.
We've got a lot more to get to tonight. When we come right back, are some of the officers patrolling the streets of New York City conducting a deliberate job slowdown? We're going to talk about that. We're going to take a look at the latest arrest statistics and talk to a former commissioner